Hi. Hi everyone, on today's episode is about. Hey everyone, has this ever happened to you? When you exit a subway or simply walk through a park? Man, I couldn't imagine this day could get any worse. Worry not, fellow viewers. In today's episode, we will learn how to make a sharp, essential weapon for our future vanguard and safety. The most prominent raw materials for sword making since the dawn of human age have been bronze and iron. So, first, we must learn how to acquire these raw materials. If you're as ugly as me and don't even have a pot to throw out the window, maybe we can mine the ore from our surrounding area. Most ore can be found inside caves. Since the Bronze Age, mankind has been mining ore inside caves. Some ore is also available in canyons and rivers, but rivers are special because since medieval times, iron ore has been mined along riverbanks. The curve along the riverbank usually has iron sediments deposited because iron is heavier than sand and would not get washed away together with the sand. These deposits are known as iron sand. It was a crucial finding in human history, especially in sword making, especially in Japan, where the famous sword katana was made using iron sand. But it's way easier if you're a cheap dumpster diver like me. Or you're the good old unfriendly neighborhood rat man. Now that we've got our hands on the raw materials, let's start with bronze. To make a sword, you'll need a mold to shape your pointy stuff. Molds are usually made from wax, wood, or bone, depending on the available resources. It's not that hard. Firstly, you need to carve out the shape you want on the chosen resource. For this instance, I'm using wood. Just cover that with clay, let it harden and remove the object, then you got a mold. Unfortunately, bronze doesn't exist naturally in nature, but you can make it yourself by using copper ore, usually found in a somewhat green color within a rock. You must add some other metals, such as tin and arsenic, to the copper. If you don't add any metal, your sword will become soft and weak. Crush the ore and put it in the ratio of 9:1 into the crucible. Place the crucible in the smelter. Ancient humans discovered the Bronze Age primarily because bronze is relatively easier to produce. Tin melts at 232 degrees Celsius and copper at 1085 degrees Celsius, making it far simpler to achieve these temperatures using an earthen smelter and charcoal compared to modern technology. This method was advantageous despite the ore being more scarce than iron. After some time, when all the ore has turned into liquid metal, remove it from the smelter and pour the molten metal into the mold we made earlier. After some time, wash out the hot mold with water to cool it down. Once it's cool enough to handle with our hands, we can break it open and reveal the result. After that, we go test the sword against Grandma. Now that we've covered bronze, let's move on to iron. If you're using iron ore, whether obtained from iron sand or crushed rock, the process becomes much more complicated. Firstly, you must place the ore into a smelter, alternating with layers of charcoal. This layering can consist of 7 to 10 layers, depending on the available resources. Additionally, the internal temperature must reach at least 1500 degrees Celsius, or the iron ore will not undergo the process of carbonization. Without reaching this temperature, the yield will contain too many impurities, and the iron will not separate from the ore. The result of this process yields iron slag, consisting of residual impurities and iron with diverse qualities. Due to the complexity of the process, and my own laziness to animate it, we might as well just throw this away into the garbage bin. After all, isn't that what modern technology is for? You can just get a carbon steel, a common material used for items such as rebar, tools, or wrenches. Just be sure to avoid stainless steel or cast iron, as their manufacturing processes differ. Stainless steel requires a distinct process, and cast iron tends to be too hard and brittle for this purpose. The steel first needs to heat up in the smelter until it's glowing orange like this. When the steel is glowing orange, it's malleable enough to be shaped using a hammer and anvil into the desired form. Rinse and repeat until you think you look awesome enough. The final step is quenching, and it's the most important process for your blade, whether it'll become a Chad or simp. You can quench your blade in either oil or water, but it looks like everyone on the University of Reddit says you should quench in oil. After that, meticulously shine it off using an angle grinder, ensuring the edges are steep enough to guarantee sharpness and cutting ability. Then, proceed with additional tweaking, fine-tuning every detail, and carefully affix a handle for optimal grip and control. Now your sword is complete, a testament to your craftsmanship and dedication. We should proudly display our hard work masterpiece to our crush, and perhaps even put it to the test against her boyfriend. Now that we have our reliable, pointy tools at hand, we need not worry when facing crooks and thugs, as our state-of-the-art equipment is here to protect us. Well, unless he has a gun.